Hello, everyone. How are you? This full moon energy is kicking in early. Got a big full moon happening in Virgo on the 18th for everybody. So let me just get some admin stuff out of the way. I just want to answer some questions about the course that I'm teaching. We're doing a course, not a class, because this is really putting into practice, manifesting in the material world the gifts of the spirit that each of us have. So we'll mainly be focusing in the beginning on connecting with your team so that you can feel supported and recognize the connection. And we'll practice, different ways of connecting in with them and manifesting in the physical signs that you're able to glean from your team so that you can feel supported during these turbulent, changing times that we're going through. So that is on my book a session page on my website. You can find the link in the description box to astrologyforascension.com. And then just go down to Metatron, the expression of God. I met Metatron as the Holy Spirit and received those gifts, or they came in full force as a child. So we're going to practice doing some of those things together, and that's light language. There's too many gifts. We're not going to name all of them, but all of your psychic and intuitive gifts, everybody has them. Nobody has more than someone else. Everyone has the ability to connect that way. So we're just going to put it into practice so that everybody can feel supported and recognize that they have a very large team of supporters beyond the veil who are always with them, rooting for their success, especially in these trying times. And, when we did the live meeting at the end of January with Thich Nhat Hanh, I remember that I pulled cards. Metatron gave us some cards that gave us an idea that there was going to be a lot of things happening in the collective. So really important to remember as we're having this Jupiter Neptune conjunction, and it's been with the sun this week, has been in that mix. So like hazy, foggy, not seeing clearly, kind of like the moon card in the tarot, that Neptune in Pisces. But mixed in with them, right next to Jupiter, is Nessus. And Nessus is in everyone's personal chart. It links with wrapping up a karmic cycle. Really important to pay attention to Nessus in your chart. I like looking at the Sabian symbol with those kinds of placements that move so slowly. And with Nessus, also abuse can be part of that. And when we're talking about, Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, and of course there is a potential for gas or a pathogen, or something to sort of escape or be set into the environment, or into the ethers even. But more than that, really, with Mercury there moving up to Jupiter and Neptune, it can be a lot of paranoia, especially because Mercury is with Nessus. So, I think we've had a lot of paranoia going on with Pluto, at the end of Capricorn. That's brought a lot of paranoid theories and delusions to people who fear that something outside of them is in control of them. It's a subconscious story. So they might give lip service to not believing that their fate is sealed and that there's a God outside of them attempting to control them, but that fear is in the subconscious. We've seen that play out a lot. And misinformation with this astrology as well, and fear, being put out there. And I think that that's really where Putin is, gaining ground, is the fear factor, right? No pun intended. No, a little nod to the host, the ex-host of Fear Factor. Um, but with Chiron, with Pallas Athena, we could feel that we are on not being heard. That's really time to take a stand and maybe gently speak the truth. But I wouldn't bother, like if you're trying to convince someone of like that has a difference of opinion with you, that your way is the right way. That's probably not going to work so well in this energy. But very important always to speak our minds, to say the truth. When Uranus is speaking to Venus and Mars in the way that he's connecting, so Venus is in Uranus sign, Uranus is in Venus sign, and they're in a square for the full moon. And that could be like change of fortune, reversal of fortune, maybe a different approach to money, or maybe just the way that you think of money. Really important right now with all this Piscean energy to remember what we're grateful for and what it is that we do have, because it can feel like in this vibration that a lot of things are missing, or that there isn't enough, or that because we don't know what is coming next, that it could be something disastrous. So really being careful. The one thing that we always have control over is our thoughts. So really important, like where we're putting our energy for thought right now. But, could there be like an accidental, where I have to be careful what I'm going to say, but where there's contamination, maybe that isn't entirely like, oh, I'm going to contaminate this. It could be like that there is some accidental occurrence that causes contamination of some kind, but it's more that the fear is there. And we don't want to put too much energy toward worst case scenario kind of thing. But with this full moon, it's happening at 27 degrees of Virgo. And so that's in a harmonious trine with Pluto and Sedna. Sedna is in Taurus. And that kind of pulls in that energy that we had from the full moon in November. So if you had a big shift then, expect some tweaking with that. I don't really remember collectively what was happening last November. But also with this Jupiter, Neptune, of course, we've seen how COVID doesn't hit all of the world in the same way on the same day. But we do have that strain that they're calling an Omicron stealth strain in China. Like the numbers are going up a lot. So I don't know if that will, continue through the world, or, if that's just going to be what is happening there. But that can also be the manifestation of this Jupiter, Neptune. I think the last time it was, Ann Ortley told me cholera. There was a cholera outbreak. Of course, we know right now what the plague is of this moment. But, being really careful where our thoughts are in this energy. And Metatron was really encouraging us to withdraw from the drama. I know there aren't cameras in Yemen or Syria, but atrocities, people have been suffering for quite a long time, a long time before Putin invaded the Ukraine. So let's make sure that we include all of the people who are suffering in the world when we're sending love and compassion. But being caught up in the moment to moment atrocities, I'm not saying it in a cold way, it just isn't beneficial, doesn't ease suffering anywhere, more, just spreads it. So if you can kind of pull back from the coverage and just send angels, ask the creator to send love and light and angels. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do something like a live meeting about the Ukraine. I'm still thinking about what the best thing to do with that with this energy would be right now. But there's going to be a lot of relief, I feel like, once the sun crosses into Aries, it should just be a little bit lighter. But remember that paranoia right now. We have to be careful with that. Ceres is in a nice harmonious trine with Venus. Ceres is in Gemini, and she's with Archangel Michael's royal fixed star. So again, speaking the truth clearly and in a way that people can hear it, that they're receptive of it rather than being the boss. Because with Mercury in Pisces, it can kind of be that we just see this one way and that's the way it is. So that's why I was saying, like, trying to sway someone for their opinion isn't going to work out so well. And then for the moon is in a harmonious trine with the North Node in Taurus. So with the North Node in Taurus, it's always that goddess energy of really taking care of ourselves, doing the self pampering, and then also replacing judgment with love, and looking on the world. He's saying not with like rose colored glasses, like we aren't seeing the truth, but accepting it as it is and finding the love and the peace and the tranquility that is always there that can bring stability. Let me know too if you're having a hard time scheduling anything right now. I'm having problems with my scheduling service and I haven't been able to get a hold of my IT guy. So I think the links were going out for the Zoom meeting to everyone who booked a session with me. Whatever the session was for, they got a link to the Zoom meeting. But yeah, we'll start that on March 29th. So if you want to sign up, you could pay $333 or you could pay the $111 per month. It's up to you how you want to do that. But with this Saturn in a quintile with the moon in Virgo, be really careful to be kind to yourself. And just to kind of, it's almost like it's set up that we're imagining things going this way, but there could be hiccups just to see how we handle the hiccups. You know what I mean? But when Saturn is in the quintile with this moon, it can make us feel a little bit alone, especially when she's trying to sedna. We can have a feeling of being alone. Really important to reach out to people in your community, friends, if there's a workshop that you can sign up for, something that brings you a feeling that you're not just in this on your own kind of thing. And then really holding the vision for where we want to go, where we want humanity to be. I said for a long time that the misinformation was going to get worse. They're running Tucker Carlson's program on state TV in Russia now for propaganda. And of course, we had the former person in the White House, always talking down NATO. I hope people are seeing what's going on because it seems pretty obvious now what was happening. I think Putin's been in this, like in a big way, putting energy toward the disinformation and causing dissent and division for about 6 years. But it looks like there's about a 15-year period left that we're still going to have to muddle through. So anyway, guys, really turning within, and this is a great time with all the Piscean energy. Watch a good movie. Listen to some good music, anything that can take you out of the ick that's happening and just kind of bring you to that place of home within the self and feeling like you're cared for and protected. And yeah, we'll keep sending love and light and angels to all of those affected or in fear of being affected in the Ukraine, in Europe, in Poland, for all of the refugees, that those that have the money, that have the resources to give to these humanitarian efforts, that they be coming forward with their gifts You can always ask for that without judgment. We don't want to ruin it. I heard some thoughts in there, but yeah, everybody sending you so much love. I could have made the video outside today. I thought about it, but then all of the dead flowers would have been surrounding me. So, but yeah, we're having a nice day here. I hope all of you are doing well. I'm thinking of all of you. I'm really looking forward to starting the class at the end of the month. It'll be a lot of fun, and I love doing all the magic stuff with you guys. So, all right, everybody, you take care. Sending you love and sending you supports and asking that you're able to feel the angels with you right now. We won't be as tired next week. Hopefully, once the sun moves away from Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces. So we should have some relief with that as well. All right, everybody, take care. Bye bye.